doing life stuff, and having busy and real like world things to do, and like actually having a life. It's like some of us actually went and saw the movie. But we ain't gonna talk about we gonna put nobody on blast. So what we gonna do? Let's talk about our movie going if we saw it experience. Let's talk about whether or not we're feeling James Gunn and his new vision of Kal-El. Let's talk about whether or not this Superman measures up to our prior Superman, who frankly I still think, I don't know, I ain't gonna lie, we'll get into it. But yes, let's get all into that. So obviously this morning, you know what the Justice League did. The loop always gets me. So yes, the lead is, of course, Superman. And by the way, shout out to Hot Atlanta. I may or may not be there. I brought my crib with me, and I may be at a homeboy's house who may also have a green screen. And it may be hot as hell. And I may be also realizing that it was a good thing that I stopped having children when I did, because holy shit. I forgot how kids can be. Like, I walked in this house and one of his grandkids didn't say hello, walked up to me, put their hand in my pocket, took my Bluetooth out of my pocket, and ran. I was like,
wow.
Do I know you? You know what I'm saying? His son, who I love, his son, Bakari. I mean, I literally love this dude. Like, I consider myself like an unofficial godparent. And his son literally walked into my room, saw me watching baseball on the iPad, took my iPad. All right, I was like, give me that back. And then I left the room, use the bathroom. I come back, my iPad missing. I go looking for my iPad, and I find it. And then I go hide my iPad and put it on top of a dresser. I want to depth talk about the fact that we did see Superman, yo. And I know, Yaz, I know you didn't get a chance to see it, but me and Ty, I think, actually saw. Now, Ty, I got to keep it real with you. I know your movie going experiences aren't always pristine.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all heard that? Y'all didn't hear that, do you? They aren't always pristine. So, what did you? What mode of what method of theater did you use to see Superman this time around, homeboy? Like, did you go to the theater? Like, tell me your experience before I tell you mine real quick.
Okay, so I did go to the theater, and you're absolutely correct. I usually don't have the greatest of experiences in the theater, but this one wasn't so bad. I think everybody was very respectful, and I appreciated that 100%. But I saw this movie in D box. I don't know if you know what D box is, but it's I don't know if it's been out, but it's new at my theater. It's more of an interactive experience. Um, the seat kind of like moves when like there's any type of collisions or anything like that. Um, at points when he would, fly fast and stuff like that, you would feel like rumbles and things like that. And for me, that was a welcoming experience. I really enjoyed it. I think it definitely added to the experience for sure.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. So they call it 4D some places, but they call it what did you call it?
D box. That's what they call it. D box.
Experience. Can I talk about mine for one quick second? And I'm gonna have somebody co-sign with me when they get here in just a moment. But oh my God, this was like literally probably the first time I went to a movie feeling the way that Ty does when he goes to see movies and bitches about movies. Okay, so I'm in the A, right? Hot Atlanta, ATLANTA. And we went to a movie theater, of course. Now, as you all know, the population in Atlanta, I think, is like 60% black, okay, which I love, right? We love that. Like, I'm in a neighborhood right now with affluent houses, and they're all predominantly black. FAMU, Clark Atlanta, Spelman license plates. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
At the movie theater, though, man, let me tell you, I went and got my tickets. We went up into the movies. We were sitting there watching it. Man, why was there a chick next to us whose phone kept beeping? It kept me. And so one dude did the thing. All right, y'all know what it is. Like in a movie theater, you don't just check people, right? Like this is what I do. I do the Jerry
Shit.
Seinfeld. I do the Jerry Seinfeld. Hold on,
Shit.
listen. I'm not saying you don't check them. You don't just check them. Like normally, I give like at least a warning. Like give them the. You know what I'm saying? To make sure they see you. Like you gonna do this? What you doing right now? Okay, all right, no, okay. And then after that, it becomes eyes open wide, like nigga. You know what I'm saying? But before I even got to that, some OG dude in front of us turned around and was like, "Is that your phone? Can you shut it up?" And she's like, "I can't." He was like, "It's annoying. I don't know what to do. It won't stop. It won't stop." And then she frantically, she's sitting there trying to like turn it off, but it keeps making more noise. The more she tries to stop it, this is the movie theater. I was like, "Fuck." So she gets up and her husband, man, whoever it is, stays. Like he like, all right, well, fuck it, I ain't shit. I paid $18 for your shit. So you ain't shit. I'll tell you how it is, baby. At the end of it, she gets up and leaves. She's doing whatever. While she's leaving, there's a row of a family: father, three sons, daughter. Daughter don't give a fuck about the movie because she done laid her ass down. She took like 4 seats, laid them down, and I turn around and she is laying down, facing the seats. Like there's like, fuck, I don't know why you think this bullshit. No
Oh
goddamn,
wow.
I'll do this goddamn comic book bullshit. But the sons, to their credit, were knowledgeable of Superman. Oh, that's Kal-El. That could be Pizarro. But they were loud as fuck throughout the whole. Like they were acting like they were watching it in their movie theater. Like, oh yeah, this is the part where I'm like, so literally, I had to get up and I had to move. I had to go to a whole nother set. Oh, in addition to that, a dude in front of us had his fucking. He kept using his flashlight during the movie. Like he's reading the menu or some shit. Like he's using a now you know a flashlight ain't shit when the lights is on. But when it's pitch black, bitch, in a movie theater, like that's all you see if you behind them. So yeah, I had a terrible movie going experience until I moved up a few seats and was able to finally see the movie. But this was the first time, like literally, I was in a movie theater and I was like, oh, that's what Ty be talking about. This is the shit that Ty is talking about. Like, this is why you don't want to go out. Because I cannot not, like deal like they're here. Like I can't just go to another movie theater. Now it's not always my experience, but that was my experience this time. And if Solo comes back at some point in time, if he stops by, I want him to kind of co-sign on that, man. But yeah, that was my unfortunate experience. As for the movie itself, are we feeling it? All right, now Yazzie, I'm gonna take you out of this one because I know you didn't necessarily. You're gonna be on the screen, but I'm just gonna put this up here so me and Ty, just to say whether or not I'm gonna take this down, bro, in 3, 2, 1. And we ain't talked about this yet. We ain't even spoke on this yet. So you just tell me when. Hey, okay, all right. So give me your reasons for giving it the thumbs up, man, and then we'll go ahead and we'll get a little bit more into it.
Um, I mean, the I guess I got to start with the supporting cast. Um,
Okay.
I thought that everyone nailed it. I think, including Crypto, Mr. Terrific, uh,
Mhm.
um, Lex, Eve, Jimmy, Lois. I could go on. The supporting cast made this movie, and that's the truth. Superman was great. Um, he's not the best Superman, um, but this movie was really good. I think James Gunn did what I think a lot of good directors do, and despite the fact of you having a star as your main character, I think a really good movie has a really good supporting cast, and I think this Superman movie had one of the best supporting casts I've seen in damn near any Superman. Christopher Reeves had a really good team around him with Gene Hackman and all of the
Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor, and we can go on and on. But I really feel good about this particular supporting cast. I think it was it was comical. It was soft-hearted. It was everything a traditional Superman movie would be. Because I've always said that Superman represented all the good as human beings that we should aspire to be, and that was what we got back to. So
Yeah.
yeah, I enjoyed the movie.
Did we ever leave that, Ty?
I think we did. I think we with the Zack Snyder cuts and the Man of Steel, that was more of a somewhat darker version of Superman. Even down to the costume. You know what I'm saying? When we got Henry Cavill as Man of Steel, the entire costume changed.
Yeah.
His costume got darker. Which I liked it. I'm not gonna sit here in
Yeah.
front. I thought the costume change was needed and it definitely was an upgrade. But we're back to the traditional Christopher Reeve version of Superman. You know, back to the red and blue tights and you know the I'll save a squirrel if it's in
Yo.
danger. You know what I'm saying? So you know, this version of Superman is like goody two shoes, Mr. Goody Goody Goody. This is why as a villain I can get it. I get it, Lex. I get it. He's just he makes you hate him. He's like such a fucking good guy. It's like I'm tired. I hate this guy. Like, how can anybody like it's a squirrel? Let the fucking squirrel die. Like, you know, like, it's like it's like some shit you're just like, all right. That like there were I did cringe a little bit when he's a great guy. Uh, but like it was like that was version was beat into our heads a little bit.
Yeah.
I know some people it will appeal to. Me, I was a little bit like, all right,
Yeah. Yeah.
all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But again, the supporting cast did an excellent job. They really the iteration of
Green
Mr.
Lantern.
Terrific. No, Mr. Terrific.
Terrific. Oh yeah.
Mr. Terrific was done so well. If they would have done this version of Mr. Terrific in the CW, you
Oh
know,
my God.
there would have been way more the fandom would have went crazy.
Oh yeah.
I was like straight
Oh
up.
yeah.
So I mean, this dude is a genius. With some swag. And there was a
Mm-hmm.
particular scene that we'll get to because I want you to get your opportunity to talk. But there's a scene in this movie, and I know you know what scene I'm talking about.
I think so. Yeah.
When it happened, I was I bust out laughing. I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it in the movie theater, and I felt bad because I hate people that do that. I'll be like, God damn it, it ain't that funny, but it was that funny, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
so,
Those people
so yeah, man. But go ahead, man. Let's see what you guys say.
Okay, okay, cool. Well, yeah, I definitely agree with you. The movie was it was refreshing. I went in expecting to not like it, which I mean, I assume is probably what a lot of folks did. But I was pleasantly surprised with uh, how James Gunn tried to capture like the essence of what he believes Superman to be, which is basically a kid who's from somewhere else and he wants to be like the people that he's around the most. He just makes him into I mean, they didn't really. I mean, even though I see a lot of comments, I'm like, oh, it's woke, and I assume that's because anytime it touches anything that's in the political spectrum, it's woke. But I mean, immigration has been a thing for a long time, and they spoke on the whole concept of immigrants, but they didn't dwell on it like that episode with Tom Welling or whatever. So I'm just going to list the things that I loved about it, and then some of the things that I was like, all right, crypto is a hit. Crypto is a hit. All right, fuck what anybody's saying. I don't know if anybody talking down on crypto, but crypto was the shit, bro. Crypto was this is like, yo, I love this iteration of crypto and how he is not necessarily like a severe intelligent being. He's still a dog, but he's just hella strong. You know what I'm saying? I love that part about crypto. I cannot say enough about Mr. Terrific. You've already got into it. I think we'll get into it a little bit more. But oh my God, talk about redemption. You know what I'm saying? Like my dog had to go through all kind of dumb shit because of how he was depicted in the Marvel X-Men movie, and now he can come back and say and be something that's not only dope but it's also long lasting. And you know what I thought when I saw this tie, and I'll get back into my spiel after this. When I saw this, I was thinking, oh, James Gunn is James Gunning. He's James Gunning. He's doing the Marvel thing. All right. He's doing the Marvel thing. Because guess what? You know what we didn't see a lot of in Man of Steel? World build potential. All right. Because we didn't have a lot of comic characters in Man of Steel to build on. They tried to do it with Black Adam, with Hawkman and all that other stuff. But in this one, as Ty alluded to earlier, he gets a full supportive cast of which you almost know for certain you are going to see them again. That's the James Gunn effect. Like the Mr. Terrific was phenomenal, yes, but I ain't gonna lie. My favorite character outside of Mr. Terrific was the Green Lantern, bro. Oh, that's not supposed to be you. It was the Green Lantern. The Green Lantern was so funny, dude. The dude, he made the movie for me. Nathan Fillion. Yo, it was the way they make when you make a superhero group that accepts their role and knows what it is, but they still assholes low key. I freaking love that, man. The Hawk Girl depiction was dope. I like the Lex Luthor. I still kind of like Jesse's version, but I know I'm alone in that. Um, but yeah, man, I just loved, and you could hear soundtrack wise the James Gunn influence. If you listen to the cadence of the speech, you could hear it. Like if you just watch Guardians of the Galaxy and Superman side by side, you can easily see where James Gunn's influence is prevalent. But storytelling wise, I liked it. I like the simplicity. Remember, Superman, if you look at the back of his baseball card, he's not highly intelligent like Bruce Wayne. He's not the most smart dude in the world. He's not Modoc. All right. I know that's Marvel, but he's strong and he's passionate. And that is relayed very well in this show. I also like the whole nature of Superman and Lois's relationship. I love that James Gunn was like, look, we've seen enough Superman movies. We know where he's from. We don't have to do all that. Let's start in the middle of some shit. All right. So I like that. What didn't I like about this? All right. There's a few things that I think didn't necessarily have to be there. And the biggest of those things is his draws. Why are we going back to the red Superman draws? I do not know. Can somebody help me understand why this is a thing? I thought one of the best parts about Superman with Zack Snyder and with the group before was that they finally found a way to get rid of his draws. That's that pause. To get rid of the red underwear thing. You know what I'm saying? It was so good. It's a bad look. Like, people don't dress like that. You know what I mean? Like the Superman that we had before with Henry Cavill, where they got rid of that and just made it blue all the way down. And he was just like jacked, and he was just like, "Yo, that was raw." This dude looks, I know that going for the, for the original Superman, but I don't like the underwear. I don't like the draws outside. It's not a good look, bro. I just don't like it. I don't think I'm ever gonna like it. Please, yes. What's up?
I think it's like more of like a wholesome, you know what I'm saying, trying to get
Yeah,
back to simpler times, like, you know what I'm saying, like,
yeah,
and trying to embody, what basically Superman is about, you know what I mean? He's a farm kid, you know what I'm saying, that like has superpowers. So, you know what I mean?
right,
Like
right, right.
a lot of things that, you know what I'm saying, like are super gadget, like Batman on a farm. So I mean he's gonna be
Right.
wearing his underwear outside of his tights in this situation. So that's just how his outfit looks. Don't be mad at
Fair.
him.
Fair. I'm not necessarily mad at him. I get it, yeah. And you're right, yes. But I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like Superman with his boxers on outside of his tights. Like that's so 1960s. And I figured I just loved how they got rid. Like, you know how hard Zack Snyder had to work to get rid of that bullshit, and freaking and James was like, "Fuck it, bro. Nah, we going back to the red draws, man. That's what the people want." Now there is a little article that was written where they did address this, and so I'd like to kind of give you guys. I'd like to read this for you real quick, if you don't mind, and then you can tell me if you and maybe this will add a little bit of maybe some context to why he is going back to that. So, in an article written in the periodical Game Rant by Catherine Martin, it says James Gunn approached Zack Snyder while working on his upcoming Superman movie to ask for advice about a particular element of the character's costume. All right, I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit. Zack Snyder played a significant role in the DC extended universe early years. He laid with Corn Sweat about the costume, but the latter had no issues with it. In fact, the Superman lead told him, "I love it." When the filmmaker asked the actor how he felt about the costume, Corn Sweat's perspective about the trunks eventually convinced Gunn to let it be. And David said, "I'm an alien from outer space who can fly and lift buildings. I shoot laser beams out of my eyes and that can dissolve things. I want kids to not be afraid of me." So this is why, evidently, we have this new Superman that actually still wears his underwear on the outside of his clothes. Are you all feeling that as an explanation? Does that make it make sense? Is Superman less threatening to children with his underwear? Or does he become Captain Underpants as opposed to being Kal-El from Krypton? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that what this is? Like, come on, man. I don't know.
It first of all, I don't know if they're in a box, they live in a box, but these kids nowadays, that ain't
You
it.
just say these kids nowadays.
Yeah, these kids nowadays. I just went into old man mode. But yeah, they're different. First of all, and the fact that he doesn't have draws on, like might offend somebody. I listen at this point. That's like the least of my worries about whether he had draws on or didn't have draws on or whatever the case may be. It did it. What if it? This it doesn't matter. Like it really does. Like that's like a mute. It's like a mute thing. The whole thing about Superman is exactly what he said. You got this dude. This dude held up a building on all fours. like yo, like I wasn't thinking, damn, this scene would be so much better if he didn't have draws on. I wasn't thinking. I didn't think that at any moment. I didn't even. Wow, we're really having a conversation about this man's draws.
Yeah.
Nah, man. Nah, it doesn't. That doesn't bother me at all as much as the whole. Like I kind of was hoping there'd be a new take on Superman. Like just because we've had so many iterations of him and when it comes to comic book, there's so many different versions of Superman in comic books. So I was hoping that we kind of got away from the whole just I get it, man. He's a great guy. But I feel like it was just too much, like to try to prove that he's a good guy. And one thing that I didn't like about this version of Superman, and I understand that this is still a fairly young Superman in terms of how long he's been at the Daily Planet. How long? Because I think in the beginning of the movie they said it was 3 years after he had come out and told people that like he was Superman or whatever. So this was still like fairly new, and I do like that aspect of it from James Gunn. Is I'm gonna build this Superman up. I'm gonna show you this version of him at this point where he's not so sure of himself, not so confident. And then I guess as the journey continues, we get a version of Superman that he grows into. But yeah, man, the draws, we got to get off that. The draws, I don't.
Yeah, you making light of this, but this is a serious topic. The man has had a whole wardrobe change that involves his undergarments on the outside of his outfit in 2025, and nobody's making a big deal out of it. Everything else is advanced. Dude is running, he's flying around on drones. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Terrific is. This dude has a whole clone army based on Superman, but the dude dresses up like a dude who doesn't have a wardrobe and just has to put on whatever it is that's in front of him. And I just think that that's interesting. All right, but anyway, I guess it's just me. Underwear. Don't reduce it to that, yo. It's not just the underwear; it's his whole outfit. Like, all right, whatever. You know what? I ain't gonna do it. All right. Another
You said
thing
his
that I
whole
find,
outfit? His whole outfit? So now we the cape,
no,
everything, you got a problem with the whole outfit.
no. I mean, the draws is an accentuation of the outfit. Like, I mean, you can't
He's
separate.
wearing
Like,
spandex. Do you want to see
no,
what's under the
Yes,
spandex without
yes,
the
he does.
drawers?
He
no,
does.
no,
He
no.
does.
I don't want to
Yeah,
see. I
I
don't
just
want
want to
to.
throw
No,
this
it's
out
not.
there.
It's not.
I know everyone's curious. He's wearing spandex. Do you want to see all that? You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
No,
Like,
I do. No, I
you
do
know,
not.
fist
And
on hips and everything, just kind of like chest
oh,
parked out. You
oh,
know what I mean? Like ready to
no.
go with no.
No, you're wild, and those are not our only options. Okay, and Ty, I ain't gonna sit here and let you try to act all brand new as if you wasn't singing the praises of Henry Cavill for so long. And one of the things that Henry Cavill brought to the table, at least Zack Snyder did with his uniform design, was a completely a new look for Superman. And they just said, "Fuck that look." Is all I'm saying. Like, I mean, it's not just about him wearing drawers. I mean, it's just such an old school look, man. It just I don't know. It's just so I don't know. I know I'm making a lot of
Well,
it that don't need to be made of it. It's just so weird to me.
Vince.
But anyway,
Well, Vince, I'm not saying that they're saying fuck it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that this version of this Superman, as opposed to the Henry Cavill version of Superman, you have a more aged Superman for whatever reason in Man of Steel, because it's not like he's it was like that far ahead of this Superman. Like when we see Henry Cavill in Man of Steel, we see him land. You know what I'm saying? We see all we don't they don't show us the childhood. You know what I'm saying? This is a grown man this is a grown man Superman. This nigga knows what he's gonna do, knows who he's gonna listen to, knows this version of Superman is like a 23, 24. I'm not saying that's how old he is. I'm just saying
he's in
in
his 30s,
terms
bro.
of, listen to what I'm saying. In terms of his maturity level, we're talking about a 20-something-year-old Superman because this is a Superman who was not sure of himself, who is not confident in himself, who has not already established himself as Superman. This guy is still needing to hear the advice and needing to lean on people to tell him how to be Superman. Is what I'm saying. Like every day he wakes up, his inspiration was his parents, congratulating him on making it to Earth in some language. Which why didn't they not use subtitles right there? I was like, why are we hearing them in Kryptonian with dialect and we don't know what the hell they saying. We don't like we easily, but the robots are like, well, they're saying this and that. Like,
Yeah, it's authentic.
whatever. Anyway, um, so I do think that this iteration of Superman is intended, just like the iteration of Batman in Matt Reeves' universe, which are intended to be the 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 versions of them that have not established themselves yet as superheroes. So that's why you got Patterson over here driving a regular car, and you know what I'm saying, and with some some little upgrades and everything like that, and you're looking like, what's up with the Batmobile? Why does it look like that? Because this dude just realized that he needed a Batmobile, and it hasn't had Lucius come in and do everything that he needs to do to it. Same thing for Superman. You're getting Superman just like, you know, I'm just learning to be a Superman. My parents taught me how to be a good person, and I know how to do that. But juggling all of these things and doing this, one of the biggest things he said in the conversation with Lois was, they were gonna die. Like, but
Yeah,
they were
yeah,
gonna
yeah, yeah,
die.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I
like,
like
like
that.
he's
Yeah.
like, they were gonna die though. Like, it doesn't matter, but they were gonna die. Like, it's like you don't.
Right.
She's literally explaining to you the way diplomacy works,
Yeah, yeah,
and,
yeah.
and all you
Yo,
can
Ty.
do is, yeah,
Yeah, I would say that was one of my favorite parts. That was one of my favorite parts of this iteration was the inability for Superman to kind of understand the complexities of international affairs when it pertains to like countries and just simplifying it, being like, no, there's a bullet, it's going into person, I'm just gonna stop it. Like, no, but you can't stop that
exactly.
bullet because you don't have clearance to go in that airspace. It's like airspace, there's a bullet. That's gonna go to like what the fuck are you talking about? Like he just takes it down to a level of simplicity. It's like, nah, man, there is no, oh, this, that, their country borders. No, they about to kill people. And I stop people from dying. That's my job. And I love that aspect of it. Just he's a simple dude. Look, I was raised on a country farm where they done made these country Kansas folks even more country than they've ever been in any iteration of any Superman ever. It's almost like they from Mississippi or Alabama and not even Kansas, but they definitely sound like they from Kansas. And they taught him, oh yes, son, you just got to come up and help people. Just stop them from dying and keep them
God.
from getting killed. And then everything in the world's going to be just fine. Because this government don't care about you, little Clark. And I like that. He's just a simple dude. 3 rules. Don't let people die. Don't let nothing happen to the people you love. All right. And just use your powers for good. But they're like, well, good, that's subjective. You might go kill these people, but the people that you killed were actually gonna kill somebody. It's like it's not always that easy. And delving into those complexities, I thought was one of the things that I loved about this. All right. Not as much as the draws. The draws part, we don't need look, it's not popping. All right. It's just I don't want to do it up here. You know what I'm saying? Who got on, some apple bottom, an apple bottom, Superman outfit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like what are we doing? I'm sorry. It's just me. It's just me. All right, sorry. Uh, Another thing that I really, really liked, I loved, and you're talking about how they should have did the thing and translated and made it subtitles. No, we want to. Well, maybe subtitles if you want to see them on the screen. But I'm glad that they did give Kryptonians a different language and didn't expect people from hundreds of light years away to speak English. You know what I'm saying? That's good psychopath. I'm glad that they did that. So that was good for me. Uh, what did we like? And you tell me, Ty, I need your help explaining this because
Yeah.
we're gonna skip forward a little bit, guys, and don't go too far because we're also gonna compare Supermen with other Supermen to rate them and see which are the best amongst them all. But here's introducing Supergirl.
What? What did you just say? Just say? You said something about Supergirl. What?
What was the
What
point
was
of Supergirl?
why why introduce Supergirl to us
Oh, that's easy.
after
Because
after hold on, after already introducing us to her. Now, I guess we now have to accept the other Supergirl as another timeline Supergirl because now we have 2
absolutely.
Supergirls in the DCU.
Well, first of all, that version of Supergirl was in the Flash movie, which was before James Gunn. So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah,
done
yeah, yeah,
before
yeah.
James Gunn. So I don't think any of that that exists in this timeline or that because there is no more there is no
Yeah,
more
yeah,
Ben
yeah, yeah,
Affleck. There is no more. So I think all of those kind of got scraped unfortunately for her because when I saw Millie Alcott on screen as Supergirl, I was immediately like, nah.
Yo,
You know what I'm saying? But maybe they know something that I don't. I do know that Millie Alcott does have acting chops. We've seen her
yes,
on House of Dragon. So we know that she has the capabilities. But I also am like I realize that is his version of a post credit. Uh, which
mm.
but it's inside the movie, which was kind of weird because the post credits were garbage. I was like, we waited
Yeah,
all this for that. I was like, yeah. So
Well, I mean,
but
yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, all right. We being honest. It just but yeah, I don't outside of her probably having a series or something in the works. That was just his, just letting us know that she is a part of the universe that he's in. So cool, whatever. I do love the fact that they did, in fact, mention the fact that she loves to be off planet.
I like
So
that.
yeah, like she goes where they have red suns because you can't get
Yes,
drunk,
yes,
and I was like, oh, okay. So she's out
yes. I
here
like
just
that.
wilding. She's just out here wilding with all those powers. But more importantly, it gives me, because you did mention world building, right? So
Yes.
let's talk about some of the things that let's talk about what we assume. Let's talk about assuming that the version that of the person that he fights in the movie is Bizarro. Let's
Okay.
let's say for the sake of argument that is Bizarro. That's the introduction of Bizarro. We know that guy, that version of him is a clone. We also know that version of him is not Bright. Which leads me to believe that may very well be Bizarro, and he just went somewhere in the which kind of, yeah. So
Yeah.
that part, and then um I think Harmony, because that's what caught me off, because they somebody said something and I was thinking the same thing. Um yeah, it was Serenity. And it's this right here. So I said the same thing to my wife as we were watching the movie together. I was like, all right.
Right.
I said, look, I said this. I said, all right, James Gunn is doing the one thing that I think a lot of other shows and movies didn't do when it came to mom and pops. Corn farm, and on a farm, maybe like with a very small town capacity and all of that. This may be, because I was like, it wasn't me, and maybe you could dive in on this one.
Mhm.
Did the parents not seem like they was maybe on the spectrum a little bit? Like it, like I'm not. Look, listen. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I read it wrong. But Pops was giving, he was giving strong spectrum vibes, and I was like, when he dropped some science on him and everything, I was like, all right, Dad, all right, cool. But I couldn't get past I couldn't get. Like he was like Paul, talk to Paul, mom, Paul, and then when he got there, he was laying in the bed. He was like, Mom, Paul. I was like, you sound retarded. Like,
Oh man, that's
look, look,
that's
look,
bad.
look, listen, and I'm gonna say why though, because I felt like it was so disingenuous. It was like trying to sound like you're back home. We all do it. We all do it. You're from St. Louis. I'm from Jersey. When we go home, we put on that accent like we ain't never
Yeah,
left.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
we
Yeah.
ain't never left home. Soon as we pull up, soon as you cross over into St. Louis,
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
everything in you, her, hey, we always, hey, man, her real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like any other time, Vince says her here, her, let's go over here.
Yes.
As soon as he
What
goes
else?
to say like we over her, you know what I'm saying? Over her, like I'm about to go get my
Yes.
hair did. Like, hey, babe, you want to go to the hair salon? You know what I'm saying? Go up the stairs. You know what I'm saying? Babe, just use the stairs.
Yo, yo, come on, yo.
That's the
Yeah,
truth, though. It's the
yeah,
truth,
it
though.
happens. It does happen. I mean, let's keep it real, man. Like I've seen it happen. Like my mom is from a little city called Albany, Georgia. All right, it's the south part. It's like an hour from the border of Florida. And whenever we go, like my mom, she's a teacher, and yes, she's very educated. When she goes, you're like, man, child, ain't nobody worried about all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you get back around your home core, like you revert back to who you were when you was there, because that's how you relate. That's how you are around your people. So I get that. And so it is funny to think about. a Kansas City bred Clark Kent at the Daily Planet. Like, hey, well, what we worried about today here, goddamn, cause shit, like we ain't really got much to write about out here. I would not be mad at James Gunn giving Superman the crazy freaking Larry the Cable Guy accent. Yo, come on, man. And yo, how come they don't got no family? Like, yo, the Clarks are so isolated. They live in the middle of a cornfield. I guess they can't reproduce. They don't got no brothers, sisters, no family, no like what the heck? Like, where do they go to get food at? Like, do they? I ain't never seen no animals. They only grow corn. Like, what's so but I love it was so clearly evident that James Gunn, when they had their little writers meeting, was like, okay, go ahead, let's go ahead and read the lines. Let's read the lines. You have your table read. Well, Clark is actually no. More Kansas. Well, Clark is no. More Kansas. We didn't give me a little more Kansas. You know what I'm saying? Well, I guess Clark, that's yes, that's what we looking for. We want country bumpkins in this motherfucker. The Squidbillies to be on this bitch. We want them coming straight out of Appalachia, like for real. And so yeah, he should be a country motherfucker with red draws outside of his outfit. Like that's the Superman that we're rooting for right now. Okay, can we please
hold on 1 second, bitch. Hold on. Because Monty's in the chat. What's up, Monty?
Monty, hey! What's up, Monty?
He said in Reeves Superman parents, kids were old people. Monty, we're not disputing the old part. That's not the old part is always going to be the case. We have no problem with that. This was making it seem as though they were a little slow. Like this wasn't like, and Look, listen. I 100% respect my elders and love old people, miss my grandmother. But but this was different. This was different. Monty, if you ain't seen the movie, go see the movie. This was different. This was more like, you ever seen Sling Blade? Yeah, the Pops was giving Sling Blade vibes. He was giving Sling Blade vibes. I was like, what's about to happen? I never wanted to see Kevin Costner on screen so bad. I was like, yeah. Like, just bring back Kevin Costner. Like,
bro, I'm not gonna lie.
Where's Kevin Costner? Right?
We on the same page on this one, because
yes.
Not the whole Spectrum thing. But just but just with being like, oh my God, Kevin Costner was he was so much better among this kid. Like that. And I'm not gonna lie, that's why I hope once we get into our debate over what was the best Superman and maybe even what was the best Superman movie, like I have to say that I don't know if Kevin Costner got his flowers for depicting George Kent. George Kent? Is it George Kent?
I don't know.
It's George Kent, right?
I don't know if it's George, but it's Jonathan. It's Jonathan.
Jonathan Kent. Okay. He I ain't gonna lie. Like, that was probably one of the best depictions. And not only that, Russell Crowe too. Like Russell Crowe being like Jor-El.
Jor-El.
Like the Man of Steel, I still hold in high regard. I fuck what y'all say. I still hold Man of Steel up there. And you know what? I'll say it. I still think it's the best Superman movie, even after seeing this one. I think this is a good reintroduction. I do. But that freaking Man of Steel, man, even though they didn't have the cast that gives you the world build, like Superman was conflicted. This was the first time in a movie that he actually killed somebody. Like it wasn't like, oh, oops, my bad, I left the rock to drop on you. No, he physically used his eyes and killed freaking Zod. You know what I'm saying? And that was how the movie ended. How the movie ended. You know what I'm saying? Like with him having to find.
That wasn't how he killed Zod, though. Remember, he snapped his neck. I'm sorry, snapped his neck. He snapped his neck. Sorry, my bad. Thanks for the fact check. But yeah. So then when we fast forward, and now we went from Kevin Costner to the dude from I forget what movie that was, but he was in a movie. Shoot.
Where his eyes was, he moved his eyes around a lot.
He's in a lot of stuff, yeah.
But yeah, going from Kevin Costner to whoever this guy, it was definitely. Now the
And
mom,
look,
I love the mom. The mom, she kind of reminded me
Mom,
of
Mom.
You remember the Watchmen? Remember Watchmen?
Yes,
Remember
absolutely.
Rorschach in the Watchmen? Like
Yes.
Rorschach accent in the Watchmen was kind of like this too. Like, yeah, well, sometimes you just got to do what needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? Like, well,
Man.
listen, Clark and Paul. Paul was so happy to see that you actually made it through all of the adversity that you did. And I'm like, well, hold up, why are y'all still on the farm? Your son is Superman.
Yeah, they did a Vince, they did a disservice. They really honestly did a disservice in terms of how they depicted Martha and Jonathan. Because one of the things that from every series and every movie, there's been a consistent Martha and Jonathan where there's a scene or a few scenes where they speak to Clark in a way that it makes you teary-eyed, like because it always comes from this really really good place, and then you hear the advice, and you're like, dang, that's real motherly and fatherly advice. That's real good sound advice, and I feel you in that moment when his dad dropped the gems that he dropped to Clark in this movie. I was like, man, I don't know if I trust that. And it was listen, and it wasn't even like crazy. It was just like, yo, you just gotta be, make choices, be good, choose to be good. But I was like, it's coming from you. I don't know, Paul. Paul. We might have to talk about your past, Paul. Like, what were you doing before I got here?
Yeah. How we know your parents wasn't cousins?
Yeah, we don't know. You and mom kind of resemble each other.
You sure you and mom ain't sisters?
So that part was a little bit disturbing in that regard. Like, I was like, why are they? Because even when she was talking to, like, I remember my grandmother when she first got her cell phone, and she wouldn't use all of the features because she didn't know how to use it. All she used to know how to do was answer it. Like, so she never knew how to use any of the other features, just knew how to answer the phone. And that scene where she's talking to him on speakerphone, but she's putting her face.
Yeah, I love it. I love that.
I was like, now that makes sense. But then when I just started seeing them as a unit, as a family unit, side by side, I was just like, oh, it's something very odd about
you so bad.
I can't pinpoint it, but there's something going on here. And at that point, I was like, now, why is Clark not sound like this? I think it would have been actually better if he had a little country twang to him. A little country twang. Cool. Like we haven't seen this version of Superman that has a little country twang to him. He's from Kansas.
Well, first of all, I don't know if it was Harmony or whoever, one of our favorite commenters in the comments said, but let's not pretend like he was in there talking like he was. He wasn't talking like he was like like Jay-Z or he's not like I mean, so we out here, we down here in Metropolis, you know what I'm saying, we outside, like he was just talking like New Yorkers. A lot of them I'm sure you can attest to this. Yaz stayed in New York, but she doesn't sound like Yaz has New York roots, and she sounds like the Florida bumpkin. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so I mean, it happens sometimes. I like I said, I'm a St. Louis dude. A few weeks ago, when I was back there ordering emos, getting my fried rice and all of that, I was like, hey man, come on, Herbert. I live in Florida. You know what I'm saying? But I would be interested to see if Kansas people get offended by the depiction of Kansas folk as blithering idiots. as people, like, is he trying to say that people in Kansas are not intelligent enough to know to hold the phone away from our face or that's just a whole thing. I'm going down the whole thing. Oh,
Hey
this is what
yo,
Johnny Dome has
hold
on
on.
here. Let me put this Johnny
Yeah,
Dome
I
comment.
saw that. Yeah,
Yeah. Let's see what Johnny Dome.
and absolutely not, Johnny. That said, that
Now,
is the
okay,
that is
now he has a good point.
it's,
That is true. This is true. I agree with him on this.
you can agree all you want, but I lived down south a long time, and regardless of you going to school, because there's educated people. My wife is educated. She went to college, got a PhD, all of that. She's still country, like yo, like, and not just country, but where she lives, there's a specific dialect that they got called Geechee Gullah,
Yeah. Oh, North Carolina.
Geechee Gullah. Yeah, that is South Carolina. It's
South
where I'm
Carolina,
at.
South Carolina.
It's where I'm at. So her, all of her people are educated and went to school. That they still have a Geechee Gullah accent because this is where they derive from. This is where they were born and raised. Just like I'm educated. I'm from New Jersey. Marty, I talk like this, so
Yeah, this is how he
that's
talks.
how I talk. Like, so I'm sorry. Turn your volume down. That's all I can tell you.
It's like, do you know? Have you ever met Ty? Like,
Yeah,
what
that's just how I talk. But anyway, but at the end of the day, what I'm saying is that people do, if that's cool, if that's how you grew up and you don't sound like the people that you raised you, that's fine. But a lot of people that were raised by certain, especially coming from a deep hit, like if you came from, like, say, Kentucky or Louisiana, Louisiana would be perfect, perfect, because they have their own dialect. And when you come from Louisiana, you could be educated and still say
let me stop you right quick. You stop, because I feel like you're coming at him because he said that he grew up in school, but I don't think that's what he's trying to say.
It's not me coming at him. Okay, first of all,
okay, responding.
It's me it's me responding to what he said. I don't agree with it at all, because I know that I've been around these people in this section that speak differently. So Kansas, I'm not from Kansas. I don't know how they speak in Kansas, but apparently to James Gunn, they all sound like Ma and Paul.
He got the Kansas part right. Listen, like this is very accurate. So I'm not going to talk about that. But yeah, for Johnny Dome, let's go back to his comment if I can find it. This is. I agree with you, and let me tell you why. All right. It's no secret. I'm not a sports fan. I'm a baseball fan. All right. And there's a guy in Tom, I'm keeping you on here for a reason. There's a guy in no, that's a terrible example. I was gonna use Tatis or Guerrero, because they didn't grow up in the Dominican, but they still signed Dominican. All right, my wife. I'll make it personal. My wife, all right, is born in Kingston, Jamaica. All right. However, when she was about 6 or 7, she moved to New York. Her family, they do the thing, because Jamaicans, Caribbean folks, they go from one island to Manhattan Island. That's just how it goes. Long Island, they go from island, they like islands. But then she moved from there to overseas work, because her families work for the United Nations. So she lived in like Mozambique, Ivory Coast, Jerusalem, you know what I'm saying? Syria, a lot of different places. So when you hear her talk versus how her parents talk, who still sound like they're in Jamaica, it, in my opinion, is because she was around a lot of other influential characters in her life that did have an impact on her vernacular and her speech and what she says and how she speaks. She can still, whenever she wants to, revert right back to you and doesn't go say, yo, what going over here, son? But her primary dominant voice is not in the same spirit as her parents' voice. It sounds like the people, like my man was saying, that she went to school with. You know what I'm saying? And I think that happens to a lot of people. Like New Yorkers, they move down south, and then their kids.
You're describing two different things, though, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying. What both of you are describing is someone who's been in a different environment. What I'm describing is Clark, who grew up in Smallville and went to school in Smallville and graduated in Smallville. So none of what you're saying is like,
all right.
That's what I'm saying.
Some of that, there's a good point there. That's a good point. All right, but let's also look at, like, all right, who plays Ant-Man?
the actor?
Yeah, Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd is from Kansas City. Does he sound like he's from Kansas City? When you hear Paul Rudd in Ant-Man, does he give you East Kansas City? But I bet you he can when he wants to, but he sounds like LA now because he's been in LA for so long. But he was born, bred, raised, high school, all that in Kansas. And these things happen. Like sometimes you alleviate. Brad, it was in this movie.
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper, all right, is a New Yorker, right?
Mhm.
Oh, my favorite example, Bruce Springsteen, your own hometown guy, New Jersey. The dude sounds like he's from Alabama. He sounds like he's from freaking Mississippi when he talks. All I'm saying is that what your upbringing is and how you brought up.
Bruce doesn't sound like he's from.
Yes, the fuck he does. Freaking Bruce
absolutely doesn't sound like he's from Mississippi.
This is.
I mean, no. Okay. All right. I think you think everybody that comes from New York sounds like me, or New Jersey sounds like me. Yeah. Because he definitely, when he does interviews, he doesn't sound like he's from Mississippi.
No. But when he sings, he puts on that Mississippi accent, boy. Well, I was born in a small town. Over in a small town. Nobody sound like that in New Jersey. They get like used to the same place as Aerosmith. Get the fuck out of here, man. But anyway, but Bati says yes, it's okay to adapt to surroundings. No kids. No. Oh, what's up, Solo? Come on in. Come on in, Solo. I thought the kids was trying to come on.
No kids.
Push the door, man. Push the door. I thought they was trying to get back in, man. All right. Yeah. All right. So we spoiled. Well, Yas told us it was okay, just so you know. We always start the show with a meeting and we say, here's what we want to talk about. Can we talk about it? I don't know. And Yas was like, look, it don't matter. Go ahead, spoil it for me. I wouldn't do it otherwise. You rolling up? Yes. Hey, yo, man, hold on. Can you real quick? All right, so I got my homeboy in here, man. He finally in here. We made it. And no, not yet. Not yet? Oh, okay. So, yo, real quick, let me go ahead. Let me see if I can you fit in this? Can you fit in here? I don't know if it's. Yeah, he's probably you're gonna start from the chest up. Yeah, I don't know if all right. Now, Solo.
Before you
he can't hear you. He can't hear you. Hold on. Let me take you.
Oh man.
Hold on. Here you go. All right, go ahead. Say it again.
Solo. Before you get too close to that man, like he don't like men that wear underwear. So I just hope. Look. He's been talking about how what he has against men that wear underwear, and so
their clothes. Yes. And if you did it too, I would talk to you about it.
I did watch it. I was watching him. One, that's it's about sticking to the classic and the action that people got. They didn't care they had underwear. Nobody cared.
But this, come on, man. Look at this. You can't tell me that looks just as dope as this. Come on, man. I mean, the colors is cool, but this looks like the Man of Steel. And this looks like Superman.
And that looks like Superman. You're correct. You are correct. The first one is the Man of Steel.
Yeah.
The Man of Steel poster. No draws.
I am Superman.
Superman.
Yeah.
I guarantee you this, that Superman get more love than the Man of Steel.
What? You think this one is better than? You know what? I think you're probably right.
It's more a good. It's a very good Superman movie. I mean, if you're expecting glory and kill and murder and all that stuff, it's not gonna happen. That's not a real Superman movie.
All right. Let's talk enough of that. Can we talk about our movie going experience?
It was great.
All right. So first of all, I gotta tell y'all. All right. Let me go ahead and put them on screen so I can see how they react. Solo is he has an endless stomach. All right. Like we went and we ordered. All right. So he was like, "Y'all got hot dogs?" He's like, "Yeah." All right, let me get to it, All right. And you're like, "Well, you want the combo?" "Yeah, go ahead. I'll take the combo." Yeah. All right. You got the cheese? Yeah, we got the cheese. All right, let me get the cheese. Okay. All right, you know what? Go ahead and throw the nachos in too. So I'm like, hold on, man. You gonna eat 2 nachos and the cheese? Yeah. Let me get some more cheese. Y'all got the icy. Let me get an icy. I want an icy thing too. Icy, a drink, nachos, 2 hot dogs.
Don't forget the candy.
And candy. I say, Solo, you are not gonna eat all that. What? Oh, you don't know me, man. You don't know me, nigga, man. Hey, did this nigga leave with any of that? I mean, like, was any of it left? Not a nan, nada. It is all consumed, and we left from there and got lunch. we, yo, I didn't finish. I had, you know me, I got my nacho combo. Shout out to AMC for bringing the good cheese back. Hallelujah. Had my little strawberry lemonade. Didn't even finish it. Had my little, my little candy that came with it, which I didn't finish until this morning. All right, because you know that's how I get down. We come back to the crib and the wife then made a full course meal and they're looking at us angry like, why y'all ain't eat? We like, man, this man, hey, yeah, he ate the whole thing too. But anyway.
So like, hey, happy wife, happy life. Let me explain something. Yeah. She know. And he don't come home and eat that food. Oh, it's a problem.
Oh yeah.
But what I will say, we had a few issues in the actual theater.
Please speak on it, please, because I tried to tell him about this.
Well, there was some people talking. It was more than just them.
Yes.
It was a lot of people talking.
Yes.
It looked like we sat in the talking section. I mean, it was just like that, Ty. It was like, hey, yo, you would have wanted to fight. You would have wanted to fight.
It was
they were just, every time something happened, man, did you see that shit?
Like they was the only ones in the theater.
And the other dude be like, man, I wouldn't do that shit if he would have tried that shit. And then another lady on the phone like, you know what? She was like, I tried to fucking going on around here.
Yo, and then remember when the lady was trying to use her flashlight?
Oh, some lady used a flashlight on everybody. With the flash, I'm like, big, what's wrong with you? She put the flashlight on us.
Yo, the funniest part though was the interaction between the lady whose phone wouldn't stop. Her phone.
And the old guy.
He turned around and was like, man, you mind that shit? He was like, I can't. That's how my phone works. She's like, well, it's annoying.
It's annoying. It was going.
Yo, I want to ask Ty this real quick. So, Ty, if you was in the movies with Amy, right, and Amy's phone kept going off, what would you do?
Tell her to leave.
What Ty would do? What would you do, Ty?
Yeah, I'd probably be like, yeah, babe, I'll turn it off. Like, just turn it off. Like,
okay. So if she wouldn't turn it off and it wouldn't cut off and it kept doing it, what do you do at that point?
Oh, you gotta go.
Okay.
Like when like real talk, like and look, and my wife know me. She I wouldn't even have to get to that point my wife knows that I like to watch my movies a certain type of way. So if it started to she would excuse herself. It wouldn't be me telling her bye and you gotta go. She would just be like, all right, my phone's fucking up. I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna go put it in the car or whatever.
I have a true story. Listen, I have a true story, Ty. My actual wife. My actual wife. Yeah, the actual one. We went to see Black Panther. Okay, we went to see Black Panther, and I had explained to her. I said, look, don't fuck up my Black Panther. I told her and my son and the rest of them, you fuck it up, I'm gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
I think he's like 2. She bring him in and he gonna be quiet. Yo, he turning out the place, right?
Yeah.
I say, fuck it. I take him, fuck the movie. I had to go back to the movie. I take him outside. She's like, what are you doing? We outside. I'm not gonna fuck up these people's movie.
Come on, man.
Because he wilding and I'm his parent and he talking through the whole movie. Daddy, I wanna go get the daddy. Daddy, I gotta go pee. Daddy, it's too dark in here. I said, nigga, you know what? I said, fuck the movie. I took him, Black Panther. I took him, and went behind the car, and she said, why you do that? I said, I'll come back another day. Fuck the ticket. I told the people gave us, it was real nice because the people gave us our refund on the tickets.
Nice.
Because they could tell.
Yeah.
He was off the hook. And he's a baby, so he's 2 years old. So I'm gonna blame him to stay there for 2 hours and don't do nothing.
Yeah. And
but you know the thing about that. You know the thing about that Solo.
What you say, Si?
You know the thing about that Solo. It is, first of all, kudos to you for having the wherewithal to make that decision and take your child out. There's a lot of people that ain't doing that. There's a lot of people that ain't doing that. First of all, I'm of the mind of don't bring your child, your infant child, to a movie. Period.
Yes,
that's just first of all, they didn't ask to see it. They didn't ask to see it. They don't care. They like a child's attention span does not. A movie is way too long for a child's attention span. I have kids that are older than two, that are older than two at this point, and they still cannot go and sit their ass still in a movie for a whole entire movie. It doesn't matter if it's a kids movie, if it's the movie they want to see. Probably 30 to 45 minutes into that movie, they are already like, oh, Dad, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to.
I got a follow up question. I got a follow up question. Okay, so your wife's phone won't stop, and at this point, somebody is annoyed. Another grown man turns and says to your wife while you're sitting next to her, "Can you cut that off, please?" What's your response? Now this is difficult, right? Because you know she's in the wrong, but at the same time, that's still your baby. Like you ain't finna talk to. I don't give a fuck if she wrong or not, my nigga. Oh, you messing with my background.
To pull it into the side a little bit. Oh, there we go. It's shaking. That is a tough one, Vince, because I am of the same mind that if somebody is making you uncomfortable, say something. So I probably, now me being me, despite it being his wife's phone, I would have said something to the man. That's just me. I'd have been like, look, man, can you get your lady, can you handle that, please? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm usually gonna go to the source in that situation. I'd rather go to the man. But I can't fault somebody for speaking on it. In that moment, as long as you're not disrespectful with it,
right?
I'd have to respect it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're just like, hey, can you handle that? Because that's really annoying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm okay. I'm okay with that. As long as you're not, look, bitch.
Yeah,
as long as you're not getting disrespectful and all of that, you know what I'm saying? Then, but again, my wife is conscious enough to understand the situation. So if her phone, she can't cut it off and she has no means, my wife is gonna leave just because we're respectful of other people in that regard. And that's what I said. There's a lot of people that are not respectful of other people's space or other people's time or other people's
I'm glad my wife don't watch this.
Yeah,
I'm just glad my wife don't watch this because I'm just so agreeable with Ty, like with Ty, and she be like, she wouldn't give a fuck if Ty was on her side. She be like, so you gonna let him just say,
yeah.